Doing pretty good. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be casting a Dota game, just so you know. We're going to be talking a lot, and a lot of you may not understand or whatnot, but you can watch the stream and kind of pick it up. This might help you a little bit understanding what you would want to do. But me and Zoco are going to be talking a lot on the game itself. So, here we go.
We'll probably be streaming too, so.
If we can, that'd be awesome. I want some epic-ass moments. That'd be preferable.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool. Alright, so as I was telling before, Lazy Boy, there's 5 bands, there's on each team, and 5 picks. 2 bands, 2 picks, 2 bands, 2 picks, and then 1 band, 1 pick. You know, that kind of thing.
Dire team band.
One moment.
Oh god, this is really
It looks like they banned the
weird.
PA right away. If they're not going to pick him, they're probably going to ban him just because they don't want to have to deal with that. Just because PA is pretty much a 2-ability hero that you can just throw a dagger, slow him down, and then jump in and crit him. So it can be a pretty big pain in the ass. And of course, Void's going to be a pick as well, or a ban as well, just for the sheer fact that it's pretty good in team fights, locking down a good amount of players if they are good with it. So.
Boys are just generally a really good off-lane hero, or a carry, obviously. I still think that he's still pretty overpowered. You really can't count him with MKB. PA, it's very popular. I think she kind of dropped off a little bit. I don't know, I think people just figure get an MKB and call it good. So in a way, I feel like people have already learned how to counter her. Tide and their good team fight hero has been banned. That's just a really good one. I don't know, what I've seen is more abstract off-lane heroes being picked, like Jug. I know he did get nerfed with the 6.83B, but he's still very OP, I feel. I was even watching Admiral Bulldog stream not too long ago, and he was like, oh, he's freaking out, and then he actually picked Jug the next game because he thought it was OP.
Yeah, he still is pretty damn OP, especially if he goes the Mask of Madness attack speed build.
Yeah. It's like phase boots.
10 seconds remaining.
You can start off with the Ring of Aquila. You get phase boots, Mask of Madness, Yasha.
5 seconds
That'll
remaining.
give you the movement speed. You just max out crit, really. I could go way into that, but that's a different story.
Ooh.
First picks coming out are going to be Ancient Apparition and Invoker.
Which is probably going to go to Kobe, honestly.
Oh yeah, Kobe pretty much on the Dire side. He's very fond of Invoker, very experienced. So I'm pretty excited to see what we're going to be seeing from him. Ancient Apparition, just a really good, strong support hero. Definitely not to be underestimated, because you never know what's going to happen. I've seen ults just decimate in terms of counter pushing, and all that. So we'll have to see how the game plays out, but definitely not a bad pick.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Bounty Hunter again as well, just the fact that they banned the Zeus.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I mean, I haven't casted a game with Jug in it or whatnot, but if they did happen to pick Jug or even Troll Warlord, but it looks like they are going to pick up a Bloodseeker on the Dire side. He's kind of came in the middle just a tiny bit. I think he's a little bit, in a way, almost underrated. So it's honestly how you're going to play him. He's more of a jungle type hero. That's the only way I ran him or seen him ran as. So I guess we'll have to see. I mean, it's honestly not bad by any means. We'll just have to see in the long run.
Yep, there's the Vino for Lycan. Vino is Lycan's best played hero, so not surprised that they wanted to go for that.
Yeah, Lycan is definitely fond of Vino. They're gonna have a really good ticking damage. Just
That's
with
for
the
sure.
Vino alone with the Ancient Apparition, they're gonna have a lot of counter push. Plus the I'm not too sure if this is a Vino offlane or whatnot, because I have seen that. So we're gonna have to see probably the next couple picks to really define what's gonna happen with the draft. But so far, they might have to start going towards a little bit more stables, because both sides are kind of limited, but the Invoker can do a more situational build.
It'd be fun if they actually went Ogre for the sheer fact that he could throw out the another ticking ability, which would just kill him.
Well, the Ancient Apparition, obviously, there's that Shatter ability, and then Vino, he'll have to slow the I can't remember what it's called, but you don't have ticking damage with the passive, and then his ult alone, that will just shatter anyone. So it's not to be underestimated by any means. What were you saying, Lazy?
I said I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll talk to you guys whenever you guys get on tomorrow or something.
Alright, for
cool,
sure, man.
Alright,
Good night,
see ya.
man.
Peace.
Peace.
Dire team pick.
So overall, I see that they're banning the Doom and the Silencer on the Dire or the Radiant side. Doom's obviously a pretty overall general ban because of the Doom. Nobody wants to deal with that shit, really.
Yeah, I agree.
And they did ban the Ogre as well on the Dire side.
A lot of team fights been knocked out. Obviously, Doom, obviously, yeah, he took a big nerf a couple of patches ago.
Yeah.
But obviously, let's say if you were to
seconds
still
remaining.
get the Axe on it, it's still just as deadly. But if you were to Doom the Invoker or
5
whatnot,
seconds remaining.
and obviously since Invoker's a big utility hero / carry, if you were to Doom him, it kind of renders him
Reserve time.
useless until that's either up or he dies. So I've seen it in full force effect, so I guess we'll have to see. But definitely, I think it's a pretty good ban on their end. Well, I think they should have probably picked it, but overall, it's better for the Dire side.
Let's see who they are picking out for the third pick. They have the Invoker and the Bloodseeker. What do you think they're going to be doing with the Bloodseeker? Do you think he's going to be run jungle or even secondary support?
Honestly, I would hope for him to be jungle. And I'm assuming this Nyx could be a support, but more than likely, I think he'd probably be more effective as an offlane.
Yeah, that is true. But I have seen like who was like Fly. He did a lot of Nyx Assassin support.
Nyx Assassin could go mid, and Invoker could very well be a carry. Invoker is very versatile on where you actually could place him. So I wouldn't underestimate where you'd place Kobe, because it is a very high chance that he could be placed anywhere and he's
10 seconds
just as good.
remaining.
In terms of Exorts build, or even going a
5
Wex
seconds
build. I
remaining.
mean, this really depends on where he's placed at.
Wex Class is so damn annoying.
Reserve
Honestly.
time.
The MP would be deadly. Honestly, if Nyx, I don't think Nyx will be mid, but either way, if he's offlane, I think if he gets to early level 6, the ganky potential on Vino and Ancient and Apparition is going to be really effective on him, especially since once he levels up his mana burn, it's going to be a lot more effective towards the Ancient Apparition.
That is very true. And as well, it looks like they are going for the Centaur Warner for the off lane. It does give him that little bit of disable as well as the ult to kind of try to get more either escapability or kills.
Exactly. I'm seeing a lot, like, obviously you have the Ancient Apparition, which you can go, the ult's like on a low cooldown, but you're going to have some low ulti cooldowns right now, especially if Vino
5
does end up
seconds
getting
remaining.
Ags. It's going to be having their ults on a very low cooldown. So that's a bit more beneficial, but it looks like you got Bane probably going to be the 5 position, very hard support at the moment.
I like Vayne, honestly. He's pretty fun to play overall, and plus he is very good for getting the lockdown.
Oh yeah, I agree for sure. So as of right now, the structure of the Dire, I'm assuming the Invoker mid, Bloodseeker might be carried, but I highly doubt it. And then you have the, let's see, Bloodseeker, jungle, Nyx off lane, Bane's gonna be support. So I'm assuming they're probably gonna pick maybe a harder right-click hero or a carry. That can entail a wide variety of
5
heroes.
seconds remaining.
Let's see what they're gonna pick for the Radiant. It'll probably indicate what they're gonna pick for the last pick for the Dire.
I think they're going to go for like something probably carry at this point for the Radiant. Looks like the Dire, it's just by the way they are picking, like you said, it is pretty unpredictable. So if I was on the Radiant side, it'd be kind of, I guess, difficult to decide exactly what I'd want to be banning or what I'd want to be counter picking against, I guess.
Oh, I completely agree.
The Radiant side looks like it is a little bit more predictable. They have the 2 supports, the off lane. Looks like they're going to be picking up something like a mid and a carry as well. What could they be going for?
I mean, obviously, I've seen Vino mid. It's not highly likely they could be mid, but I guess an Invoker, I think he would get destroyed. So I think they're going to have to rotate and get a different mid if that was the case of what they were trying to do. And maybe have the Vino be a 4 position and the Ancient Apparition 5 with the offlane. So I think they're probably going to need to aim for a mid and a carry at this point. And Dire's also aiming probably for the last pick carry. We're still waiting on the bans at the moment, plus the last pick from the Radiant for the 4th pick on our team. Ooh, Jug. I like it. I mean, honestly, I like it a lot. Their team's starting to wrap up a little bit more. Obviously, I'm assuming that's going to be their carry. I still want to underestimate Jug damage because it is very real, and it still can do tons of work. As of right now, I'm thinking for the last pick, they're going to need a mid. So the Dire is going to need to see what they're going to do to reprimand that situation.
Remaining.
Probably wouldn't be surprised if they ended up banning a mid at this point.
Right?
Reserve time.
What do you think would be the best mid to fit this lineup overall for the Radiant side?
Best mid? Honestly, if you could play a solid Storm Spirit, you could probably do a lot of damage. I mean, I think it'd be pretty good against the Invoker, to be honest. If not, Brew might be too bad for him, obviously. Obviously, that's more my situation. That's adding more team fight to the Radiant, and they'd be able to push a lot earlier.
They banned the Naga.
I mean, that's just my preference. They banned out Naga. I mean, they could have gone more of a late game build, which is not fine.
Ooh.
I think at this point they're gonna have
Radiant
to.
team pick.
Storm Spirit build might not be preferable for this specifically. If they were to, well, actually not necessarily. If they go for the Storm Spirit or if they go for the Brew, we'll have the team fight maybe to deal with Medusa or force team fights for the Radiant, which will end up causing the Medusa not to get as much farm. So that is something they could possibly do. I like the build, but we'll have to see. And they picked up the Anti-Mage, which is obviously really good against Medusa, especially if the Anti-Mage catches up more than anything.
So do you think the Juggernaut will be going mid against the... well...
It is a little bit unorthodox. I guess we'll have to see how they want to lane it, but I guess we'll have to see.
Looks like we have a pause out right away. It's not really a Dota game unless there is a pause.
Right.
Might as well take some time to take a look at these effigies here. Just kind of going through...
Right.
I like Zoco's lovely Legion badass chick.
Lol.
And let's see. I've seen Matt's
Lycan
before.
has this famous Vino that he loves so much.
Look at Rock and Roll has stepped on a Lego.
Aw, dude. Let's see. It's not working. How do you, well, let's just do this. Look at that. See, that right there, you can feel the pain. Alright, well, if anything, you know how these games could go with the service being a little bit itchy or glitchy right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if stuff's kind of happening.
Matt's going Nyx, so I'm assuming Matt's probably going to be playing support Nyx, as well as we have Rock and Roll going the Bane, so that I probably would assume to be a position 5. Chrono's going Medusa, so I'm assuming that's going to be carry, Invoker mid, and Bloodseeker may be off lane. Or they may actually dual lane, even.
I'm honestly assuming that this Bloodseeker is going to be jungle. Yeah. I'm assuming that this Nyx is going to be off lane. The Chrono is going to be bot, and then Invoker is going to be top or mid. It's pretty standard with Rock and Roll being the main support. So nothing out of the ordinary. What I'm wanting to see from I guess the Radiant side is how they're actually going to lane this, because if they don't lane it properly and they fall behind or it's not done correctly, it could throw the whole team out of equilibrium and just kind of won't be able to catch up in terms of the farm, and they'll be put on tilt the whole entire game. So we'll have to see.
I would almost assume, just based out of the Radiant lineup, that, like I said, Juggernaut may be going mid, but it's kind of hard to say, just due to the fact that if they do go Invoker mid, Juggernaut's going to have a lot of competition, and if he does end up falling behind, like you said, it's going to end up being a lot of tilt toward the Dire side, which is not something that the Radiant want by any means, especially with an Anti-Mage who's going to be carrying a lot harder late game. Overall, I wouldn't be surprised to see a tri-lane to a degree, but if it does end up falling through, I would hope to see some rotations. Overall, though, I think... Who ended up wanting the pause? Let me see here. Looks like... Please wait 45 seconds. Yeah, looks like Radiant was the side that paused on this one. I don't know who ended up wanting to pause or for what reason. I know someone had to walk their dog during the draft, so...
Alright guys, I'm back. Here we go. The game is unpaused. Alright, we're going to see what the Radiant's actually going to have this laned as. Alright, Daze will be the AA. Like I said, more than likely he'll probably be playing the 4 position. It looks like he's actually be going mid. More than likely, he might go bot still, but I guess we'll have to see. Alright, Catsclaw will end up a Catsclaw. Yeah, he'll actually end up being the off lane. Oh no! I guess they're probably going to be doing dueling. Who knew? I'm not necessarily opposed to it. Like I said, their team's going to be a lot more fragile. But like by all means, if they can get get like a good head start, by some situation or a fight, they're definitely going to have the upper hand. And if they put Medusa, honestly, they are able to do that. And then like at the let's see,